Hello and welcome to this month's RC Racing, where we are off to Portugal for 1/10 electric touring car action at the European Championships. Now we'll be joining John Hindhoff for all three legs in just a moment. But first, Ken Block, Jim Carner. But this time, it all seems a little tiny.
Portugal is the venue for the European 1/10 electric touring car finals. Usual format, best two scores out of three. And here on RC Racing, our coverage coming to you with Protoform, Team Durango and Thunder Power. Here's how they line up. Ronald Volker is the best of the qualifiers in first position. Alex Hagberg in second. Elliot Harper from the UK in third. Gilles Grooskamp, the Dutchman, is he going to get some good luck and a victory? Fourth position for him, ahead of multiple champion Mark Reinhardt from Germany in fifth position. Wilhelmi Kotoven in sixth position from Bruno Coelho in seventh, one of the local drivers. Yannick Prumper in eighth, Frederick Sudhoff in ninth, and Marco Kaufmann in 10th position. Three Germans on a very German-centric grid. And we are racing. Little bit of wheel spin there from the pole man, Ronald Volker, who gets away cleanly. Within second place, Hagberg from grid 2 with the mainly green car in second place. Elliot Harper in third, running a prototype Durango in that bright orange colours. That's not the Dutchman, Gilles Grooskamp. He is in fourth position with Mark Reinhardt. Watch out for the purple colours on Mark's car. You can just see him there in fifth position. The second of the orange cars down there towards the back of the field is Yannick Prumper, I think, coming through as the leader comes across the line. First time here at RC Racing, we've covered a major event here at Torres Novas in Portugal, and this has been a well put together event. As you can see, it is effectively in someone's back garden. What a facility to have to pop out to. And the leading three just getting away. Drivers have been very complimentary about the surface here, and particularly the curbs. As you can see, they are broad, they are red and white, which is always good for me, of course, but they are quite flat, and you can use them, as you can see there. Thank you very much, Elliot, for just running across there as we were talking about it, particularly on the hairpins. Very different from some of the indoor sources that we see. There are some of the little green blobs on the circuit that delineate parts of the track we're not using. And the drivers, I have to say, don't normally like those to be right on the apices of the corners because they are a little bit unpredictable. So Volker then leading out under a little pressure now from second place Hagberg. They were the top qualifiers in all 5 rounds of pre-qualifying. And as ever, what we're looking at here in the 1/10ths is 3 finals, and the best 2 scores will give you your finishing position. And basically, if you are first, you get 1 point, second, you get 2 points, and the lowest score is what you are looking for. And no tactics in terms of tyre wear here. You might remember in the World Championship you had to save tyres. It is a fresh set of boots for every one of the 3 parts of the final. So it is really just get down, no nonsense, head-banging boogie for the 3 events. And this is a cracking pace that has been set by the leading trio, with Elliot Harper just dropping off the leading pair at the moment. This 1/10th electric touring car category has, certainly over the last few years, become a playground for the German drivers. So having Alex Hagberg up there on the X-Ray, the Swede, and Elliot Harper, the Brit, in third is quite interesting. But half the grid for this final made up of German drivers. And Ronald Volker, of course, one of those who are leading at the moment, who is leading at the moment on the Yokomo. And at the moment, I'm impressed with this, if I'm honest, because he had a little bit of pressure, 2 or 3 laps ago from Hagberg. But what I'm not seeing, looking at the timing screens, and certainly not from the attitude of the car on the circuit, is he doesn't seem to be bothered by that. It's almost as if he is completely unaware of what is going on behind him. And that's a good way to be, of course. Hasn't had to deal with any traffic yet as they come past the pit straight again. It is effectively an anti-clockwise circuit here. Pits on the right-hand side for the drivers. Not as unusual in RC racing as it is in full-size racing. But does take a little bit of getting used to see the cars going the opposite direction. The guys with all the infield here being quite tricky. You do have to ensure that you are focusing on your own machine and not be distracted by the cars in your sight line. And that's, to me, the skill of these guys, not just driving the cars, but being able to filter out all of these distractions around them. And Hagberg now just begins to close back in for a moment. This is a measured drive by the second place driver on the X-Ray, the Swede. There he is, with the colours that we've been used to seeing, the white front and the green. As we're heading into, well inside the last minute now. And this has been a measured drive by both of the leaders. Still got Harper in third place. Surprised that Grosskamp has not been able to make any kind of progress whatsoever. Now, is this a danger time for the leaders? Will there be a bit of lappery before the end? As we're heading on to the last lap now. I have to say that Ronald Volker will be very happy with this, because he has dominated this race and he has run it at his own pace and didn't get the challenge right at the end there. The wide entry to the final corner was the last throw of the dice by Hagberg. He will finish second. Ronald Volker wins the first heat. In third place, Elliot Harper. Gilles Grosskamp in fourth position. And here's the rest of the results with Protoform, Team Durango and Thunder Power.
A copybook race there from Ronald Volker, but how will he fare in the next 2 legs, and will he be European champion for a third time? Find out after this break. And now we return to sunny, warm Portugal for the second leg of the A final of the European Touring Car Championships. Alexander Hagberg must beat Ronald Volker in this heat to have any chance of being European champion. For a second win will make Volker European champion for the third time. And with your race commentary, it's John Hindhoff.
Well, the mathematics are simple. Well, arithmetic actually is simple for Ronald Volker. If he can repeat the picture-perfect run from pole position in the first of the finals, he will have his third European championship in this category of 1/10 electric touring cars. The Torrenova sunshine here in Portugal, very much to the liking of the German, and he was unchallenged in that first running. RC Racing's coverage coming to you with Protoform, Team Durango and Thunder Power. And Alex Hagberg has got to find something to challenge, because for everyone else on the grid, it's now go or go home. Best two heats scoring. And if Ronald Volker can pull out something like the performance he did in the first one, where he basically ignored everyone else and just drove to the checkered flag. It was as close to a perfect run as I've ever seen, and no one else has been able to get close to him. Third position, Elliot Harper there in that prototype Durango, the bright orange. Fell away in the middle part of that first heat. He's a little closer now to the leading pair and will need to do better than he did the first time around. He was particularly happy with the second half of the race. New tyres for everybody, of course, for this second of the finals. And Hagberg still unable to get on terms with Ronald Volker. The drivers universally praising this circuit through the practice and qualifying. It has proved very difficult to overtake on, so the qualifying has become even more important than usual. His first major event here at Torres Novas, and I'm sure we'll be back here. The 2015 European Championships already announced as being at this venue, and I just wonder what the drivers, now they've seen this, how they might attack qualifying slightly differently, knowing that it is so difficult to pass under racing conditions. Fortunately for the trailing drivers, no one got close enough to Ronald Volker to even put any kind of challenge to him, and that's how it's panning out in the early moments of this second final. And here comes Hagberg onto the back straight. This is the fastest part of the circuit, and then breaking down for that double left-hander past the pit entrance. And Hagberg using all of the curbs and a bit more, just trying to cut down the distance that his X-Ray is travelling, but he's still not able to get within striking distance. And once again, Harper just beginning to fall off the pace. He's holding on a bit better than he did in the first running, but no one else anywhere near these guys. And it's been a surprise to me that Gilles Groscamp et al. have not been able to get closer to the front of the field, but they're embroiled in their battles for fourth position and down over, and that is clearly stunting their progress and killing their pace. You can see there's the whole of the back straight between third and the battle for fourth. Should just mention that Frederick Sudhoff, who started in 9th position on the Yokomo, is making his way through the field, and interesting to see where he finishes up by the end of this. Now we've got a battle for the lead. Finally, Hagberg has found something and begins to put pressure on and tries to go down the inside at the first corner after the pit straight, but can't make it stick. Didn't really get in position there. I didn't feel as though he was terribly committed there, and you have to be here. There's no half-hearted efforts are going to pay off, and again Hagberg riding the curbs. He's getting good grip and good drive, and again the same thing. He's trying to take a shorter run than Volker, who leads it. This is as close as we've seen the Swede, and this is very important. Remember, he must win this if he's going to take the final into the third and decisive heat. Through onto the back straight again. Just seems to me as though Volker is getting on the power just a tad earlier, but oh, down the inside there. Now this is more like it. This is more like it from the Swede. Hagberg now beginning to show his teeth a little bit and goes down the inside, almost gets it done. That was a cheeky one, wasn't it? Right across the curb. Inside the last minute again, and Hagberg knows it's now It's got to happen now, and again he takes the shorter line. Just wonder if that's compromising his exit just a tiny little bit. The time is ticking down. We're inside the last 20 seconds now, and Hagberg's got to do it. Hagberg has got to be there. This is tremendous driving from both of the men. Tight on the leaders here. We can't leave this. This is the European Championships about to be decided. And Volker's just got to stay ahead at the moment. Hagberg's got to go through, and he's in the inside. Oh, and he's touched. But it was after the line. And I was so excited by that. I forgot to look at the clock. Gilles Grosskamp not looking very happy there in the blue in the middle. But it is Ronald Volker who takes it on our Protoform, Team Durango and Thunder Power rankings, from Alex Hagberg in second and Elliot Harper in third place. Frederick Sudhoff comes through to fourth position. Let's go down to the pit lane. Nick Damon has got a very happy German winner.
Ronald, that was 5 minutes of brilliant driving from you, brilliant driving from Alexander. Tell me what's going through your head lap after lap after lap as he's that close to you?
I just tried not to make a mistake, not to give him too much space, and he puts a lot of pressure after 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm really happy that it's now over.
Well, congratulations, you are the European champion. Is this the first outdoor you've won? Is it 2007 you last won?
2007 and 2010.
See, 3 times outdoors, twice indoors, 5 European champions. Ronald, congratulations, thank you very much, well done.
Thank you.
So congratulations to Ronald Volker, but now we have the final leg. And this is normally the best race of all because everyone else is scrapping for the podium positions. We have world champion Grosskamp, multiple world champion Reinhard, world finalist Harper, and of course Alexander Hagberg, the nearly man, all going full gun, full blast to get on that podium at the European Championship and describe the action. Well, of course, it's John Hindhoff.
So as etiquette dictates, Ronald Volker, having picked up his third electric 1/10 touring car European Championship, steps aside for the last of the finals, leaving Alex Hagberg in the lead, but the battle for second place with Elliot Harper, Gilles Grosskamp et al. Down the field. And this is now for the best of the rest, really. The championship already claimed by the German on the Yokomo, so Alex Hagberg leads them out on the X-Ray, and Harper the one who is defending at the moment from Grosskamp, and Reinhardt, the German, in fourth position. Everyone else is fifth at the moment, it would seem. That's a better battle in the midfield. We didn't see that at the front of the field, and it does seem as though if you can get a decent run into the first corner, that you are able to just control the pace of the race. That's what Hagberg is doing at the moment, and what we saw Volker doing in the first 2 parts of the final. Remember, it's the best 2 scores from your 3 runs, and having had 2 wins, Ronald Volker can't be beaten, and as I say, steps aside so as not to affect the result for second and third. Still some bragging rights up for grabs, of course, to become vice champion or third on the final podium. Still having some kudos, but you've got to think it will be scant reward for these drivers after the hard work they've put in down here in Torrenovas here in Portugal. Great facility, well run event. Happy paddock, I would say, as well. Not always the case. As you can see, a very smooth circuit, big wide curbs that can be used. In fairness, I would say that the track perhaps hasn't raced as well as it qualified. It has been very difficult for even these very successful and skilled drivers to overtake, and maybe it's because of that, because they are so good, they make so few mistakes, that actually crafting an overtaking manoeuvre has been difficult. Now through onto the fastest part of the circuit, the speed gun that we had out during qualifying, just on 65 miles an hour actual speed. And remember, these are 1/10 electric touring cars here on our RC Racing coverage, brought to you with Thunder Power, Team Durango and Protoform. So the guys having to have the reflexes of cats on energy drinks as we continue to watch this battle for third position. Grosskamp, the current world champion, and the triple former world champion in the shape of Mark Reinhardt just behind him. This is for third in this event, and neither of these guys really have hit the ground running qualified for the finals, yes, but in 4th and 5th on their pair of Tamias. But they've not troubled the front end of the field. And in fact, the best result from either of them in these finals so far, a 4th and a 5th from a 4th and a 6th, excuse me, from Gilles Grooskamp, and that is not the kind of haul that the Dutchman would normally expect to come away from a championship weekend such as this. At the moment, Elliot Harper leads them both. He's in 2nd place, and Alex Hagberg, out of shot, is, well, just got a quick flash of the green there of Hagberg's car leading them out. He now has the advantage of being first off the grid, with Volker not taking part in this one, and he has dictated his own pace at the front of the field. But we are at least getting a little bit of battling here, as Grooskamp just taking a slightly wider line into that first corner after the pit straight. And now heading onto the fastest part of the circuit, and then breaking down from 65 miles an hour into that, well, triple left-hander. I do like the infield part of this circuit. It's very technical, but it's still very quick. The ability to be able to ride the curbs does give you, if you are feeling a little adventurous, the opportunity to cut your lap times, and that's exactly what these two are doing. They're not slowing each other down. In fact, they've caught up with Elliot Harper. They're driving each other on as we're inside the last 45 seconds, and these places could all be very, very important indeed in the final analysis as we head through into what is probably going to be the last or the penultimate lap now. The time is ticking down, and Gilles Grooskamp hits Harper. Reinhard has to do a quick 360, and there's more incident behind as Yannick Prumper and Sudhoff are coming through as well. Let's have another look at this. Well, that's not going to be allowed to stand, I'll tell you that now. And indeed, Grooskamp realises that and backs it out. But that then is, I think that's Sudhoff coming through to try and make up the position. I wonder if he'll be allowed that one. Here is Hagberg coming through to win and confirm himself in 2nd place in the overall standings. What's happened behind? Elliot Harper's come through in 2nd on our Protoform Team Durango and Thunder Power rankings, and Fredrik Sudhoff has raced up from 9th position to 3rd in that heat. That's very good indeed. So let's confirm the final standings. Ronald Volker, as we know, has won it. Hagberg is confirmed in 2nd, and Elliot Harper has the 3rd place on the podium. And it's Fredrik Sudhoff who wins the unofficial Hindy's Hard Charger Award. Started 9th in all 3 heats and finishes 4th in the overall standings, as we see them there from Protoform, Team Durango and Thunder Power.
And don't forget to come back to next month's show, where we're going to have even more hot, fantastic, top Efra European RC action. That's on www.rcracing.tv.